Hi, Dr. Yass here. In this video, I want to reaffirm my position that the cause of pain in more than 98% of cases cannot be found on an X-ray or MRI because of the fact that the X-ray or MRI cannot find muscular causes. They could only find structural variations, which have existed for periods of time much greater than the time you're having your pain. They are completely independent. But that, in fact, in more than 98% of cases, the cause of pain is muscular. These causes, these muscular causes, cannot show up on diagnostic tests, and there is no medical practitioner or specialist educated to or trained to identify them. So to understand this premise of 98% of cases of pain being associated with muscular causes, you have to understand that your existence in the world is related and can be honed down and understood based on the relationship of two forces: gravitational force, or the force being applied to you when you are performing activities, and force output, the amount of force that muscles can create against gravity to allow you to perform the activity without having symptom. So you have to realize that regardless of the activity, regardless of the limb being used to perform the activity, you are always pushing against gravity. That's the nature. I don't care where you are in the world. The reality is that you push against gravity to do anything other than lay flat on the floor. That's reality. So all the muscles required to perform the task or activity being performed have to have an equivalent force output. So gravity is pushing down, muscles are pushing up. That's how activity or task is performed. So if all the muscles required to perform the activity or task do not have an equivalent force output for the force requirement of the activity, the muscles are going to strain and elicit pain. That's the way life on Earth exists. Now, you could say, so how come over the history of mankind, chronic pain has not existed? Gravity has existed during that period of time, and man has been using muscles. So what changed? Why does chronic pain exist now where it never has during the history of mankind? The answer is the advent of technology in the mid to late 1980s. As a result of technology, automation, computers, phones, activities started to be done through automation, less manually, in all facets of life. You could even look at occupation. The number one occupation in the world is IT. Internet technologies, information technologies, right? That's where the person is sitting for 8 to 10 hours in front of a computer. Most types of activities. Look at when you're, when I was a kid, we would play football out at the field. Now kids play Madden football on computer, right? You used to go and you would have to get money if you went to a bank from a teller, and that teller would sit there and have to exchange money and do things like that. Now you go to an ATM. Jesus, there was a time we actually had to go stand up and go to the TV to change the channel. Now you don't even have to use your fingers. You could actually voice change the channel. There is simply no question that as a result of the technologies and automations that developed in the mid to late 1980s, people simply use their bodies less. And as a result, if you don't use your muscles, they will weaken, even if you attempt to strengthen them. If you do not use those muscles, they will weaken. And that's why you see pre-1980s, the average population that was suffering from pain was the elderly, typically associated with retirement. Because what? They started sitting in the wheelchair and rocking and not doing activity, right? Now you have people from their freaking teens all the way up to their 90s suffering with chronic pain. Why? Why did it go from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s to now down to the teens to the 90s? The answer is clear. Lack of use of muscle due to automation has led everybody to now be more susceptible to straining when they do decide to do activity. Why chronic pain? Not just pain, because the mechanism to identify the cause of pain globally through the medical establishment is the use of MRI, and MRIs can't identify muscular causes. This is why the muscular deficits continue to remain in deficit, and why when you do continue to try to do activity, and most people do associate their pain with doing activity, that you strain and elicit pain. So let's be extremely clear and concise. 98% of pain is associated with the two primary forces that are required to exist on Earth: gravitational force pushing down on you to perform activities, and muscular force output to push against gravity to allow you to do the activities without symptom. If this makes sense to you, then you can assume that there's only one method that is designed and based on this premise, which is the Yass method, and it would be time now for you to seek care through the Yass method. If this makes sense, seek me out, whether it's through email at drmitch@mitchellyass.com or by going to my website, livewithoutpains.com. There's a contact us button there. You can contact me that way. Or if this makes sense and you'd like to actually schedule a Yass method session, treatment session, diagnostic and treatment session, you could do so. And you could either make an in-person appointment in Jacksonville, Florida, or a Zoom appointment. Either way, you can finally get the right diagnosis and the right treatment based on the understanding that in more than 98% of cases globally, the cause of pain is based on the relationship of gravitational force to force output of muscles that are trying to perform those activities. Hopefully, this video makes a lot of sense to you and will help you understand why you're suffering from chronic pain. If it is helpful, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my YouTube channel, Dr. Mitchell Yass, please subscribe and click on the bell icon to get notifications when new videos are added or when I'm live on YouTube. Again, if you want to reach me, you could do so at drmitch@mitchellyass.com by email, or go to my website, livewithoutpains.com, if you'd like to hit the contact us button there, or to schedule a Yass method treatment session. For now, this is Dr. Mitchell Yass wishing you a pain-free, fully functional life. Bye-bye for now.